What if I told you the universe was hiding a secret? A secret written in a language most of us rarely think about. That secret? Mathematics. Whether you're fascinated by space or perplexed by the idea of math having anything to do with it, stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you might just see why math isn't just about numbers on a chalkboard, but about unlocking the mysteries of the universe itself. All right, let's dive in. Imagine this. You're floating in the vast depths of space, surrounded by stars, planets, and nebulae. Everything looks chaotic and overwhelming, right? But beneath all that cosmic complexity is a surprising simplicity, a kind of master code that seems to define how everything works. Some call this the cosmic language, and it's the math that holds the universe together. Hold on, you might ask. Why math? What does math have to do with galaxies and black holes? That's what we're unpacking today. And you know what's wild? There's barely anything in space, nothing at all, even light, that doesn't somehow obey mathematical principles. Think about it. Planets orbit their stars in nearly perfect ellipses, not because they randomly feel like it, but because of math. Stars shine and die in predictable cycles. Even the explosion of a supernova unfolds according to mathematical equations that humans have actually cracked. Isn't that mind-blowing? Here's where things get even stranger. Our journey starts back in ancient Greece with a man named Pythagoras. Do you remember him? Yeah, the a squared plus b squared guy. He didn't just stumble upon a random formula. He believed that numbers were the fundamental building blocks of reality itself. To him, the cosmos was like a grand symphony, and math was its sheet music. But do you agree? Could this ancient belief still hold weight today? Fast forward to modern science. Take gravity. Yes, the very thing keeping your feet planted on Earth. Isaac Newton defined it using elegant mathematical equations. But why should gravity, or anything, follow math at all? Einstein later built upon Newton's work, formulating equations that predicted black holes and the warping of space-time. And guess what? Those equations turned out to describe reality precisely, down to the decimal point. How is that possible? How can numbers, symbols, and equations dreamt up in a human brain actually describe stars exploding millions of light years away, or predict the exact motion of distant galaxies? That's the puzzle that keeps scientists awake at night. Now here's a plot twist. The universe doesn't just follow mathematical rules, it seems obsessed with something called patterns. And patterns are everywhere, not just in outer space, but also here on Earth. You've probably seen them in a sunflower's spiraling seeds, the eerie precision of snowflakes, or even the trails ants leave along the ground. These patterns? They're math in disguise. Fractals, Fibonacci sequences, and the golden ratio. 3 mathematical concepts that show up over and over again in nature and space. Can you think of others? Comment below. Speaking of patterns, the cosmos loves something called symmetry. Let's zoom in on atoms for a second. Every atom follows highly symmetrical arrangements, creating crystalline order even at the smallest level. And when you zoom in on subatomic particles, the math doesn't disappear. It becomes even more intricate and mesmerizing. But why symmetry? Why neatness? Is the universe inherently lazy, choosing the most mathematically simple way to exist? But here's where it gets weird again. Take some of the most mind-bending discoveries in space. Black holes, notoriously difficult monsters of physics. Yet their size, spin, and even their event horizons are described by super-simplified equations. It's as though the more extreme a phenomenon, the more the universe waves back at us saying, "Look, I'm predictable. Figure me out." This sounds comforting. But do you wonder, have we truly figured out the universe? Or does the math only scratch the surface? Let's tackle another question. Could the connection between math and the universe just happen to be a lucky coincidence? Was math simply invented by humans to describe what we observe? Or Here's the thought-provoking twist. Was it discovered because it's woven intrinsically into the very fabric of the universe? Get this. Some scientists like Eugene Wigner even find this connection spooky. He described it as the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics in the natural sciences. Think about it. Why would an abstract concept invented in one corner of the universe, a little blue dot called Earth, actually let us accurately predict what's going on in an infinitely vast cosmos? So I ask you, what do you think? Did humans invent math? Or did math always exist out there, waiting for someone to discover it? Oh, but I promised you an aha moment. Here's the real showstopper. Mathematics doesn't just explain the past and present of the universe, it predicts its future. And not just random guesses, but precise predictions like the expansion of the universe, the formation of cosmic structures, or the eventual fate of the stars. Here's an eerie example. Even before the Higgs boson particle was discovered in 2012, its existence was already predicted by math decades earlier. Isn't that delivering a spoiler alert on a cosmic scale? Now imagine this. If someone handed you a book with every mathematical equation describing the universe, you'd essentially have the cosmic password. But would you understand it? Or even believe it? Math can describe gravity, relativity, quantum fields, and oddly enough, things we haven't even observed yet. So where does it end? Or does it ever end? Here's a little brain melt for you. Physicists sometimes encounter equations where the solution is infinity. What does that mean? Is infinity an ultimate dead end, or is it a clue that there's something deeper our math can't yet touch? And more importantly, will the universe always follow the math? What happens if or when it doesn't? All right, we've wandered deeply into some big ideas. Let's recap. The universe appears to be a code, a blueprint, where everything from the orbit of planets to the smallest quarks can be described using math. It's everywhere, in symmetry, in patterns, and even in the chaos of black hole physics. But is math an invention, born in the minds of humans, or a discovery, waiting silently for us to stumble upon it? Here's where I leave the story in your hands. What's the bigger mystery to you? The idea that a universe could perfectly obey laws of math, or that humans, these tiny beings on Earth, somehow stumbled across this cosmic code in the first place? Let me know in the comments, because if the universe speaks a language, we're only just beginning to learn how to listen. And before you go, here's one last thought to hold on to. Every time you see a distant star twinkle, think of the invisible wave of math connecting that flicker to your eyes. Fascinating, isn't it? If this blew your mind as much as it did mine, make sure to subscribe for more cosmic ideas that will forever change the way you see the world. Thanks for watching.